A ride-hailing driver accepting orders, but strangely, he cancels all orders from male passengers. When the system recommends a female passenger, the driver accepts the order without hesitation. A short while later, Spencer arrived at the airport where the passenger was. It was already midnight. Cammie's correspondence course was 2 hours late due to the weather. After getting in the car, she quickly entered the destination. Spencer discovered that the place was actually 50 kilometers away and in a remote suburb, but Spencer didn't say anything and quickly drove off. Immediately afterwards, Cammie's mother called her. Through their conversation, Spencer learned that Cammie, like him, came from a single-parent family. Her parents are divorced, and she's going to her elderly father's house. With only tens of kilometers to go, Cammie quickly falls asleep. But when she wakes up again, she finds Spencer staring at her through the rearview mirror, saying he really likes her profile picture and compliments her figure. Cammie doesn't know what to say and feels very scared. Subconsciously, she took out blue light spray from her bag and then texted her father, saying the driver was acting strangely. Just then, Spencer made a sharp turn and drove the car onto a side road. Cammie immediately panicked and told Spencer that this wasn't the right road. Spencer said he was following the navigation and wouldn't make a mistake, but Cammie insisted that he drive back. Upon hearing this, Spencer handed his phone to Cammie to check the navigation. It was indeed correct. As they were talking, their phones suddenly flashed and went black. What? I don't know, it's like my computer screen had some color. While Spencer was fiddling with his phone, someone suddenly appeared in front of him, seemingly having bumped into him. Spencer quickly got out of the car to check, but when he got there wasn't a soul in front of the car. Were they seeing things? It was really eerie this late at night. Cammie told him to drive away quickly, but for some reason, the car wouldn't start. Spencer tried several times, but there was still no response. Cammie didn't know what went wrong, but she felt that Spencer was deliberately not moving, so the two started arguing. At this time, Cammie's phone died and turned off. Spencer told her to wait in the car, saying that someone might drive by later. Cammie said that it was 3 a.m. and there was no way anyone would be there. Then she told Spencer to stay where he was and to walk around and see if she could find a house. Cammie then picked up a flashlight and left in the opposite direction. But after walking a few hundred meters, Cammie found that there were several road signs ahead saying that there was construction ahead and she needed to detour. When they arrived, the place was fine, with no road signs. The detour they took led into a small grove of trees, making it even more terrifying. Cammie ignored the road signs and walked straight through. But after a few steps, another sign appeared in front of her, saying, "Keep going, see if you dare." Cammie guessed that some bandits were playing a prank. At this moment, Cammie heard a sound coming from behind her, and she was instantly frightened, dropping her luggage and running away. The scene shifts to Spencer, who seems bored and starts smoking in the car. But the next second, a strange person appears behind the car. Spencer seemed to have seen something out of his corner of an eye. He found that someone had written a lot of words on the car window, but there was no one else around. Spencer immediately thought it was Cammie's prank and scolded her. When Spencer returned to the car, he saw Cammie walking towards him from the front. The two were incredulous. Spencer asked her, "Didn't you come from the back of the car? How did you end up here?" Cammie also realized that she had gone in circles. Then the two started arguing again, with one saying that Spencer had deliberately led her to this road. Spencer said that it seemed like someone had come to the car. She completely lost her temper and went back to the car for safety reasons. Then he tried to find a power bank in the car so he could charge his phone. After rummaging around, he found a bunch of photos in the box. These photos were actually of Cammie herself, some selfies she had posted on social media before. Cammie realized that she was definitely being targeted by a pervert and didn't know what to do. The two were arguing heatedly when they suddenly realized that the photo in the car had disappeared. Just as Cammie was wiping the fog off the glass, suddenly a ghostly face appeared outside, startling him. Then the car window was instantly shattered by something, a rock. A note was tied to the rock. It read, "This road is closed. Please detour and pay the toll collector." Just then, a large truck drove up behind them. The driver was an old woman. Spencer said they needed help because someone was trying to rob them. He then recounted a series of strange events that had just happened, such as encountering road signs and writing on cars. The old woman was shocked when she heard this and said she couldn't help them, explaining that she wasn't in their area. Spencer didn't understand what the old woman was talking about and asked her to be more specific. The old woman said, "You're in the toll collector's territory, and he's an omnipresent, unhuman, ghostly being. You won't be targeted by him for no reason. If you pass through his territory and the toll collector smells the scent of death, he'll take you to his world until someone bleeds to death." The old woman said, "Tonight, one of you is very close to death. Perhaps someone is considering ending their life. Perhaps someone is about to be slaughtered. This is foreshadowing, brothers." At this point, Cammie couldn't stand it anymore. She told him to call the police for them. Then the two quickly returned to the car, but thinking that waiting like this wasn't a solution, they went to the detour sign and walked from the main road into the woods to see if they could get out from there. As they were walking, a song suddenly came from the woods, followed by a woman in a wedding dress flashing past them. Cammie belatedly looked over but didn't see anything. But when they turned around again, suddenly a radio appeared in front of them, playing a wedding march. A note was attached to the bottom of the radio, saying they were cordially invited to Dylan and Mary's wedding. As another person wrapped in a sack fell down, the person inside cried for help. Cammie recognized the voice immediately. It was her father. She quickly ran over, opened the sack. Her father didn't answer, but Cammie moved away from Spencer and said he was a bad person. Then her father breathed his last breath. At this moment, Cammie's IQ seemed to drop and asked Spencer why he killed her father. Spencer replied, "How could that be? He was with you the whole time." As the two were wondering what was going on, a masked monster suddenly appeared behind them. Cammie and Spencer ran wildly to a farm. They guessed that the guy from before must be the toll collector. Then the two went into a small wooden house, intending to hide there for the night. While they were groping around inside, they found a row of TVs in front of them and a pistol on the table. At this moment, the TV switched to a scene of a man and a woman. One of the women walked over and held up a sign, warning Cammie not to turn her back to Spencer, saying she would kill her. After what just happened, Cammie knew that these were just tricks by the toll collectors. Seeing that this trick was no longer working, the toll collector switched the scene to Spencer and Cammie's perspective. Spencer and Cammie were also confused and didn't know what it meant. "Cammie, put your hand down." "Cammie, put the gun down. I can't do anything. You just tried to kill me." "No, I fucking didn't. That was just a trick on the screen. I didn't do shit." "No, that doesn't make any sense." "Well, has anything made any level of sense tonight? Come on, Cammie." After Spencer's further persuasion, Cammie realized that the toll collectors wanted them to kill each other so they could obtain the souls of the murdered. Remembering what the old woman had said earlier, she thought, if the toll collectors can't see us, they won't be able to create illusions for them. Then the two ran outside to leave, but suddenly a fire broke out outside, and two masked figures were sitting beside it. One of them took off his mask and walked over. Spencer was immediately dumbfounded when he saw this. It turned out that this person was actually his mother. Because his mother committed suicide by overdosing on medication when he was very young, Spencer really wanted to know some of the reasons behind it, but reason prevailed over his inner demons. He said, "You're not my mother, you're the toll collector." Then, Spencer grabbed Cammie and quickly turned back. But halfway there, a large group of masked monsters suddenly appeared in the middle of the road. When all the monsters surrounded the car, Spencer and his companions successfully sealed all the windows, thinking they could stay safe until dawn. But then the parking sensors suddenly lit up, and the toll collector handed them a slip of paper showing the time, 2:53 a.m. The car had broken down before 3 a.m., and the two realized they were completely trapped in this location and at this time. Then the person charging continued to suggest that to satisfy them, only one person needed to die. At this moment, Spencer's eyes suddenly changed, and he kept apologizing to Cammie, saying that it was all her fault, and that the aura of death was actually on her. After seeing Cammie fall to the ground, Spencer returned to his car intending to leave, but the car still wouldn't start. He realized that Cammie wasn't quite dead yet, and was still crawling on the ground. So he took an arrow and walked over, revealing his identity as a rapist and murderer, stating that Cammie was just one of his many targets. After saying this, he took out a sharp blade, preparing to finish her off. Cammie also took out pepper spray and sprayed him. Spencer was so pained that he lost his ability to move and was instead pinned to the ground and controlled by Cammie. As blood flowed, Cammie collapsed to the ground. But shortly after, she heard alarming sounds. The police had arrived along with her father. The movie ends here.